Thomas Jefferson begins his garden book with a simple observation. On March 30th, 1766, he's not yet 23 years old. Purple hyacinths begin to bloom, he writes. And then Jefferson would keep this book for more than 50 years.
The garden book was a journal for Jefferson. He wrote down when he planted peas and when the first flowers were beginning to bloom. It also included diagrams of his gardens and lists of plants that he wanted to plant. The garden book that we use today was edited by Edwin Betts, a professor of botany at the University of Virginia back in the 1940s. It includes excerpts from letters and his notes and memoranda to overseers so that you get a full picture of what Jefferson was doing year by year as it related to gardening.
In the years of his retirement, it becomes looking a bit like an Excel spreadsheet with Jefferson listing everything he planted and where he planted it and what happened to it. And there's failure after failure, but he always has that optimism that the failure of one thing is always repaired by the other.
Jefferson once wrote that the greatest service which can be rendered any country is to add a useful plant to its culture. And so he was constantly trying to test vegetables and crops that would make us more self-sufficient. We find his real passion for improving the lot of Americans, and that was really part of what we find in both his letters and in his garden book itself. And it's really an amazing testament to Jefferson that many of his letters would begin with political discourse and end talking about his farms and his gardens.
And it shows Jefferson at his most inquisitive, his most experimental, his most relentless for the sake of knowledge. The idea of the Enlightenment, that if you observe everything, if you measure everything, try all things, he said, and hold fast to that which is good, then you can unlock the laws of the universe.
Right now I'm using about my 5th copy of the garden book. I've worn them out. It's a remarkable and extraordinary work, and it's a book that we use a great deal in our restoration of the gardens.